This is a screencast to demonstrate how to complete the Excel 2019 Guided Project 1-3. So I've already downloaded the starter file and the instructions, and I'm going to walk you through each one of the instructions. I believe there's 17 altogether. I'll walk you through each one of those and demonstrate how to do them. The first instruction is just simply to open the start file, and if it opens in protected view, you may have to click the enable editing button so you can modify it. And the file is automatically renamed with your first and last name appended to the front of the file name. So we don't have to save it at this point, so that completes question 1. For question 2, we're going to remove the split and freeze panes. So we're going to click on the View tab here, and on the View tab, we're going to click on this split button in the window section of the menu, and that will remove the split windows on that worksheet. And then we're going to click cell A4, and we're going to freeze the column titles at this position. So we're going to go back up here to the freeze panes, and we're going to select freeze panes. And you'll notice now between rows 3 and 4, there's this solid line that appears. And if we scroll up and down, those headings don't disappear as we scroll up and down in our worksheet. Okay, so then now we're going to scroll down to row 31 and click E31 right here. And we're going to make sure that E31 is selected in our name box. That means E31 is the active cell. And we're going to type 3 in that cell and press enter. And then we're going to press Control Home. And once we do that, so the control key that they're talking about is in the bottom left-hand corner of your keyboard, and the home key is just above the numbers keypad on your keyboard. So press the control key down first and then hit the home key, and that takes you up to the beginning of the worksheet, which in this case is A4 because we have that freeze panes enacted. Okay, for step number 3, we're going to change the zoom size and unfreeze the pane. So we're going to click the 100% tab here on the view, or 100% button rather, on the view tab in the zoom section. And that makes it 100%. And then we're going to click the freeze panes button again and choose the unfreeze. So we're going to unfreeze the panes. And now that solid line went away. And if we scroll, the headings go away. See? Okay, and then we're going to click cell A1. And for step number 4, we're going to check the spelling of our worksheet. So we're going to go up here to the Review tab and click on the Spelling button. And we see that hiking is misspelled. So we're going to click on the Change All button to change all the misspellings of hiking. And then click OK for spelling complete. And now we're on to step number 5. For step number 5, we're going to use the fill handle to copy this formula that's in H4 all the way down to the rest of the rows. So to do that, the fill handle is this solid green box in the bottom right-hand corner of the cell. If we double-click that, it fills that formula all the way down, and you'll notice that it is relative references in the formula. In this case, it multiplies E4, which is the quantity, times the cost in G4 to get the total value of that product. So then that fills it all the way down to the bottom of the worksheet. Okay, and then we're going to do the Control Home trick again to take us back up to the top of the worksheet. And we're going to click the Themes button, and that's on the Page Layout tab. We'll go up here to the Page Layout tab, select the themes, and we want to choose the Ion theme from the gallery. So when you choose a theme, what it's doing is it's changing the font and the color schemes for your worksheet to a predefined set of fonts and colors. Okay, so now for step number 7, we're going to merge and center the titles. So we're going to click on cells A1 through J1 right here. There's A1 through J1. And we're going to click on the Merge and Center button, and that's on the Home tab. So go to Merge and Center on the Alignment section of the Home tab, and it merges the title to the middle of the cells that we had selected. Okay? And then we're going to merge and center the A2 through J2, the same thing. So A2 through J2, we're going to select that, go up here, click on Merge and Center, and that's now our title is centered on the top of the page. Now for step number 8, we're going to apply some cell styles. So select cell A1, which is that wherever shoes, and we're going to go up here to the Cell Styles More button, where I'll just click on the Cell Styles to expand it. And we're going to choose the title in the Title and Headings section. So we're going to choose Title. Okay. And then we're going to select A2, and we're going to apply the Cell Style Heading 4. So again, that's in the Titles and Headings. Select Heading 4, and it changes it to that cell style. And while we're on A2, we're going to select the change the font size to 14 points. So go up here to the font section with A2 selected, and I'm going to change that to 14. Now we're going to point to the row 1 heading and right here, and we're going to select rows 1 and 2 by just dragging down till 1 and 2 are selected. Okay. And then we're going to click the Format button, which is in the Home tab in the Cells group here. Click on the Format and choose Row Height. And we're going to type 22 in there as the new row height and press Enter. And that's just a minor adjustment to the row height of rows 1 and 2. Now we're going to select cells A3 through J3, A3 through J3, which are these column headings here. And we're going to apply a cell style. So we're going to go up here to the cell styles again. And we're going to do the cell style in the themed cell styles section, light yellow 40% accent 3, which is the third column, second row. And then we're going to apply the bold font to that same selection of cells. You can see what that does to the row headings. And then we're going to click on the row 3 heading right here. And then we're going to point to the bottom border of the row until it's just in the row heading section there, that gray part. And then when it becomes a double arrow right there, hold that and pull it down until that says 21. There's an easier way to do this, but I don't know why they want us to do it like this, because it's hard to get it exactly on 21. There we go. I got it, finally. An easier way would be just right-click on the row there, on the row, and then change the row height to 21. But never mind. They wanted to show you that you can do it a different way than that. But I would never do it that way. I would just always choose that row height by right-clicking on the row heading and choosing row height. Okay. All right, but that's the way they want to do it. So now we're going to click the zoom out button in the status bar. The status bar is down here at the bottom, and here's your zoom out button in the bottom right-hand corner on the status bar. And they want us to zoom out so you can see all 39 rows. So if we click on this minus or the zoom out button until we can see all 39 rows, we're almost there. One more time. And I'm going to try to adjust it a little bit better. Oh. You can also use that slide there. Now I've got it slid so that we can see all 39 rows. Okay. Now for step number 9, we're going to change the alignment, format values, and apply borders. So we're going to select cells D4 through F39. So here's D4, right here through F39. So that's the size, quantity, and I don't know what that column is. I guess it says men's, whatever that is. Men's or, yeah, it just says men's or women's. That's what that is. Okay. And then click the center button in the home tab alignment. So right here in the alignment section on the home tab is the center, and that'll center those values. And then select cells G4 through H39. So G4 through H39 is the cost and value columns. And we're going to click the accounting number format button. In the number section on the home tab, there's the accounting number format. And you notice we get some hashtags in the column H there, and we'll fix that in a minute. All that means is that the value in that column is larger than the column width will accommodate. So we're going to fix that in just a minute. So now we're going to select cells A3 through J39. So A3 includes the column headings. So basically the whole table there. And we're going to go to the borders drop down here in the font section, and we're going to select all borders. And then we're going to click the font size on the home tab and select 12 to increase the size of the font. And and then select cells B4 through C39 and increase the indent button. Okay, B4, which is right here, through C39, which is the product and color columns. And we're going to use the indent in the alignment section there and indent that once. Increase the indent one time. Okay, and then we're going to click and drag to select columns A through J. So all the columns selected. So I'm just clicking on the column heading A and dragging all my mouse with my mouse button held down across to J, and that selects all the columns. And then we're going to double click the border between columns J and K. So right here in the column headings between J and K, see how it becomes a double arrow there? Now I'm going to double click that, and then all those columns that were selected will be adjusted to accommodate the widest value in the column. So you'll notice in column F, it's fairly wide because the column heading is men's or women's. Okay, so now we're going to select and center align the labels in row 3. Okay, so row 3 here, we're going to select all of those labels, and we're going to center align them by clicking on that center line button there. And that completes step number 9. So for step number 10, we're going to insert a column and create a pattern to fill data. So the first thing we're going to do is right click on column heading B, and we're going to click on the insert from the menu that comes up there. That inserts a blank column there. And then we're going to put in cell B3 here, we're going to put DISC, D-I-S-C, question mark. And then hit enter. And we're going to start entering our pattern that we want. Okay, so the first one we're going to type no and hit enter. And then we're going to type no again and hit enter. And then we're going to type yes and hit enter. And then we're going to select cells B4 through B6. So those that pattern that we just created. And we're going to double click the fill pointer. Or first we're going to increase the indent twice. And that's an important step. We want to make sure we do that. So increase the indent twice. And then we're going to double click our fill handle to fill it all the way down. See how repeats the same pattern. No, no, yes, no, no, yes, no, no, yes, no, no, yes, all the way down. Because we selected that pattern, so Excel's smart enough to know that we want to fill that down. Okay? All right, and now it says to select cells A4 through A39. Okay, A4 through A39. And you got to do A4 through A39, just the first column there. A4 through A39, and increase the indent one time. So we're going to go up here to the alignment, increase the indent one time. Okay, and then we're going to press Control Home. Now that's a lot of things to do to get right, but this is what it should look like at this point. Okay, and now we're going to do step number 11, which is to double click the Sheet 1 tab because we're going to rename it. So down here where it says Sheet 1, double click on that tab, and you see how it gets highlighted in gray. Now we can just type over that inventory with the uppercase I and press enter. And that completes step number 11. Okay, for step number 12, we're going to click the page layout button in the status bar. So the status bar again is down here at the very bottom, and one of the things, there's an icon there that says page layout. Usually when you hover over it, there, that's page break view. This one is page layout, so it's the one in the middle there. And that will change our view to page layout. And now we're going to click the center header section, which is right here. So click on that, and then the header and footer tools menu is activated. That's what you call a contextual menu. So that menu is only available to you when you've got the header selected. Okay, so then if necessary, we click on this design button, but it's already activated, so it doesn't hurt to click on it again. And then we're going to click on the Go To Footer button, which is right here in the navigation section, and click the middle section if necessary. It's already on the middle section, so we don't need to do that. And then we're going to select the File Name button in the Header and Footer Elements section. So what this will do is put the file name in the footer, in the center section of the footer. Now if you want to see the file name, you want to click a worksheet cell. So any one of these cells up, like just above the footer there, then it'll show you the name of the file. Okay? And then we want to switch back to the normal view. So down here in the status bar, one of these icons is the normal view, or we could go up here to the View tab and just select View, the normal view from there. It'll do the same thing. So watch, when I click on the normal view button down here in the status bar, it changes it back to the normal view. And then we're going to do Control Home, the Control Home key to take us back up to the beginning of our worksheet. Okay? And this is what it should look like now. So now we're going to change the page setup options for step number 13. So we're going to click the Page Layout tab, and we're going to click the Page Setup Launcher, which is, let's see, Page Layout, Page Setup. Oh, right in here. This Page Setup. When they say to click on the launcher, they're talking about this little arrow in the bottom right-hand corner of that section of the menu, and that's the More button. Yeah, or they sometimes refer to it as the launcher. Okay, and then that'll open up the page setup task pane. And we want it to be, you'll notice there's 4 tabs. We want it to be on the Page tab. And we're going to select the Landscape view. So that'll change it from portrait to landscape. And we're going to select this Fit To button down here, and we want to make sure that it's one page wide by 1 page tall. So that's already set to 1 by 1. And then we can click OK. And then switch back to the normal view. Okay. Switch normal view and press Control Home. Okay, it's already in the normal view. And then Control Home takes us up to the beginning of the worksheet again. Okay, for step number 14, we're going to set the print area. So we're going to select cells A1 through K11. So A1 through K11, first 11 rows there. And then we're going to click the Page Layout tab and click the Print Area button and click the Set Print Area. And then press Control Home, takes us up to the beginning. Now we're going to click the File tab and the Print, and then we get to see a print preview, and we can see what it looks like. And then to return to the worksheet, we go up here to this button to exit the Backstage menu, and then click on the Save button in the Quick Access menu up here where it says Save. And then the print area is saved. And then it says to close the workbook. So we can go up here, close it, then go back here to the Upload My File, click on the Upload My File button. And because when you download it, it's going to go into the Downloads folder. And right now, so if it's not already selected, you want to make sure that the Downloads folder is selected. And then this is the file that I downloaded. It's got your first and last name, and it says Wherever Shoes. Click Open, and it'll upload your file. And then yes, submit the file. And come back with a grade. So 100%. Now, if you didn't have 100%, down here in this section, it would show you which ones you got partial credit for or that were just incorrect altogether. And it'll show you on this image below here which parts were incorrect. And then you can, if it's a red, it'll show a red block or something, and you can click on that and it'll tell you which step was wrong and how to fix it. So if you want to, you can go back here and download your submitted file and just correct the things that you got wrong and then resubmit it and get a better score. Okay, so that's it. Hope that helped, and good luck.